Welcome to Real Nerds Podcast. Do I still say unofficially the official podcast at Denver Comic Con 2014 now?
We do. It's just that it's over.
Yeah,
Man,
it's over.
came and went real quick.
It did. It's like the first time you got into pussy. It come and go faster than shit.
Well, yeah. Oh gosh, this is the worst. Oh man,
Right away.
I miss it
right?
already. I really do. Like
Yeah.
I was like actually depressed come Monday morning.
Oh.
Like really. Like not to. I mean, I wasn't like gonna kill myself.
I hope not.
Let's not get any letters in this week. But I'm just saying, like
We get letters in saying, I heard James was depressed and all he needs to do is reach out and
Kill
touch
himself.
someone.
yeah.
I'm Ryan. To my right is,
James,
to my left is,
Brad.
and we are the Real Nerds Podcast. If you have never listened to Real Nerds Podcast before, we go see a new movie every week and we talk about it. This week we saw The Internship, and we talk about it. Hopefully you enjoy what we have to say.
Finally getting back to the normal format.
I know. I can't believe we don't have a guest this
There's no
week.
guests. There's not a lot of crazy stuff we got to worry about.
I know. It's like a
Yeah.
down week.
It's like normal. It's like, well, hey, how about we just go see a movie and have fun and see what happens?
It is. We're gonna have to coerce Brad into having a good time because Brad got a new laptop and he's not very happy with it right now.
Yeah. That's okay. That's
And
okay.
my mic wasn't on for when I'm
I'm
just having a great time with sound right now.
it's all right.
It's all right, buddy.
We're gonna be
Hey,
okay.
Brad, come sit on my lap. I'll give you something that'll make you really happy.
No.
Do you want to?
It's a chunky.
What? Wait, what are you doing with your pants?
I thought you actually had a candy bar in there for a
Yeah.
second.
Yeah, I did. I did too.
That was an old office joke. It's
Oh,
one of my
man.
favorite ones. It's a chunky.
Oh.
We also talk about what we've been watching. Hit some movie news, box office numbers, stuff that's coming out. James has a comic book for us this week in Comic Book Corner.
I do.
Before we get going into fan mail, I was just going to kind of gauge your guys' overall. Now we've had a week to think about it, and how did Denver Comic Con treat you?
It was great. It was really good. I mean, we had some rough spots.
We did.
But dude, we got to talk to Georgia Jonti and Joe Kelly and Ben Templesmith and Mike Raich and all these wonderful people. Had so many people coming by the booth, actual fans. Like people, all the people that we wish would write in every week during the fan mail section, they were all coming up saying, "Oh, I've been listening to you guys for forever." Josh and Joe and James and other people whose names start with a J, all of them came up and were really nice. It was fantastic. Never got out to the floor to look at comics though. That was like my one big regret. Was like I didn't get to spend just 20 minutes looking through a box of comics I don't want or need.
It was weird.
That.
We were really busy this time.
Yeah.
I was told by many people, and me and Brad did a live radio show called Rhino Radio. CBS News Rhino Radio is pretty cool. He was saying that he was impressed about how many people were always at our table.
Yeah.
And Amy from Tsunami says we're the most professional-looking podcast she's ever seen, and that's why she sends us on to do things.
It's all the farce. We sort of learned that last year. Was like, if you just put enough farce around the booth, people think you're more than you are.
Hi.
Because last year we were nothing, and we went out there and had this nice looking booth, and it makes a lot of people stop. And
Well, I'm proud that there was a lot more podcasts, and we did really well.
Yeah, it was good. It was good.
So I don't think I talked about it last week. You might remember, Brad. I haven't listened to the new episode, and I was so tired on Sunday. I had two really favorite parts from Denver Comic Con.
Yeah.
I was given the privilege of moderating 5 panels, and so I was always busy. So I got to the Phil Lamar panel early. Obviously, I always get there early I don't know why I do this. Every time I go to a panel early to meet the celebrities, they never show up on time.
Right, but it would be way worse if you were late and they were on time.
Yeah, yes, it would be. So on Saturday, I was doing the Phil Lamar panel, and Phil Lamar is a really accomplished actor. He's in Pulp Fiction, and was on Mad TV for a while, and he's now a big voice actor. And so he was late, and I didn't know what to do. So I just kept on saying, "Oh, is he coming?" And they had like this back area for the main events hall, which was like the kitchen. But you guys never got over to the main events, did you?
No, I never left the.
It was
exhibit
weird.
hall.
Like, where we did our podcast panel?
Yeah.
You had to take a left and then go like another 100 feet and go downstairs to like this huge ballroom.
Huh.
And so when I was up there, they said, "Hey, you need to run interference. You need to go up there and run interference
because these people are going to start eating each other if Bill Lamar doesn't show up right now."
And I go up there, I'm like, "What the fuck am I going to talk about?" And so I just said that I'm up here to sing and dance, but I'm not really going to sing and dance, and I was booed by a couple hundred people for not singing or dancing. And then I did my old Chris Farley joke where I act like I'm dead in a coffin.
Well, the joke really is that you say you're going to do an impression of Chris Farley, and everybody's like, "Oh yeah, he kind of looks like Chris Farley."
He's going to do the Down by the River thing.
Yeah, or fat kid in a little coat. Like, this guy can totally rock a Chris Farley joke. And then
I just act like I'm dead.
Then he crosses his arms over his chest and then closes his eyes.
And what was really cool is while I was doing it, it took them a while to get it.
Yeah.
We'll put up the panel eventually because I recorded it. But it took about a second for people to get it, and there's all of a sudden like, oh, boo, and this huge boo, and the loudest boo was coming up from the middle of the aisle, and that was Phil Lamar, and he was coming up, and as he is coming up, and he was shaking my hand, he said, "Thank you so much for distracting people. That was great," and he sat down.
That's so cool.
And then afterwards, he even talked to me for a few minutes and saying how nice it was that I helped him out. I was like, "Dude, come on now. I really didn't do anything." And actually, my picture with him is my second favorite picture with a celebrity, because Claire Kramer smelled great. Buffy the Vampire Slayer actors smell great.
Yeah.
And she was also a nice one. Erin Gray was awesome. She answered my Jason Goes to Hell question.
Oh, did she? What'd she say?
It was kind of funny because she was actually early, but she was on the phone. I also wanted just to talk to her really quickly and just say, "Hey, is there something you want me to talk about?" And she said, "Oh, just ask me what I'm doing now." And it turns out she's an agent and she teaches Tai Chi.
No way.
And so she taught everybody Tai Chi. It was pretty interesting.
Wow.
And when she opened it up for questions, no one was really jumping at it. So I said, I asked her, I said, "You're one of the first Friday the 13th characters that I cared about that they died in the series." And she was actually impressed that I knew that she was in that. And by the way, she's like 60-something, and she's still pretty good looking.
Mm-hmm.
So she was really funny answering the questions and how she really didn't want to do it, but she was begged to do it. And she was promised that when people went and saw it, they'd have a good time, and she was right. And she went and saw it with a bunch of audience members, and everybody was cheering. And my second favorite thing is talking to Joe Kelly, because it was weird. You introduced me to his actual name through I Kill Giants, but I've been reading his comics for a while,
right?
And it was just really cool finding out that his favorite character is Spider-Man, and you can tell in his writing when he wrote Spider-Man that he had a really strong connection with the character, and he was just such a nice guy.
Oh yeah, really gracious with his time. He told some really fun stories.
Mm-hmm.
That was a highlight for sure.
Yeah.
And you weren't there for Fiona Staples, but getting to talk to Fiona Staples twice was really cool. She's so adorable. It's cool because she's somebody who's sort of really blown up in the last year or so, year and a half. And you can tell because when you talk to her, especially in a context like that where you're sort of interviewing her, she's still really timid and shy and it's all clearly very new to her. Like, it's not new to us, but
But that was a cute picture you have with her. She's little.
Yeah, she is. She's adorable.
Pretty cute. So thanks James for finding Joe Kelly.
No, man.
Yeah,
thank you, Joe Kelly.
James has found him, and Joe Kelly it was cool because we originally said, "Hey, Joe, you might be in on the show for 10 minutes," and he was there for 40 minutes.
Well, I left it open to him because anytime I pull somebody over, I know that they're not getting paid to be at our table, and they're getting paid to be at their booth. The more they're at their booth promoting their stuff, the more money they're going to make for the weekend, all of that. So I don't like pulling anybody for a really long time. I want it to be up to them. So I kept telling him, I was like, "Oh, it's 10 or 15 minutes, and if you need to go or anything, you just give us a signal." But he was like, "No, I got somebody watching my booth. I'll be okay." And so he just went, and I think he was having a good enough time, just having a little chat with us that he didn't mind at all. We ended up being the ones that wrapped it. Yeah,
and it's cool too because Georges and Joe Kelly and Ben Templesmith said we asked really good questions, even though with Ben Templesmith I was never 100% sure if I was doing the right thing.
Ben Templesmith is so interesting because he's one of those guys, and I knew it was going to be a problem, and I tried to warn you, but he's one of those guys who can just talk circles around you and really put your own foot in your mouth. Because as you ask the question, he'll cut you off and make you look stupid, and you're like, "Oh, fuck." But really a nice guy, and I think it may not play in that interview. That interview, when we put that up, we might just look like assholes. I don't know. I don't care.
Yeah.
But it was really cool that like as soon as it was over, he stood up and shook our hands, and he was like, was that all right? Was that pretty good? And we were like, dude, yeah, that was great. Like, it's funny as hell, no matter what it is.
Yeah, because he would say the most unusual things, and I never knew, because I was talking to Brad earlier, and Brad brought up that maybe he gets tired of those softball questions,
Right? Yeah.
But for me, it's a way for me to get in to the person,
Right.
Without, obviously I know who Ben Templesmith is, but I didn't know what his influences are, why he decided to get into art, and I said, so, what's your inspiration for art? And he told us burning babies.
Yeah.
He doesn't burn them. He just watches them burn. And then
Yeah.
at first, okay, so what is it about the burning babies? And then you realize you can joke with him.
Yeah.
He was a really nice guy.
It's funny because like that's just sort of our interviewing style is that we'll ask one or two of those softball questions, and if they give us enough, then we can pluck from their answers and really then dig deeper. That's how
Yeah.
you did like 1.5 hours with Jonathan Tiersten, like because he you can just find little things and then dig a little bit further with the follow-up questions. But if his answers are all burning babies, you're just like, fuck, now what do I do?
But the one thing I will say
where
about
do I
Ben
go?
Templesmith is he cares a lot about his fans.
Oh, absolutely.
He dresses really nice for his fans, and he purposely makes how he draws at his table more interesting than just a pen and a piece of paper, which I thought was really cool.
Oh, yeah.
And he says, and he's told us, he said, it's because I want them, because it's for the fans, it's not for me. And
yeah, there's like a
really,
showmanship to it, which is really cool.
It was really cool. And just so you guys know, well, you guys know, our fans out there, Zach Howard, Joe Kelly, and Georges Jonty might be making an appearance in one of the Real Nerds Pod Show episodes.
Yeah. Yeah.
There might have been something that we filmed.
We may have thrown something together last minute that we're all really proud of that I think is really cool.
Yeah.
So eventually you're going to get to see something real neat out of that con.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, yeah, thanks Denver Comic Con. Looking forward to 2014.
Yeah.
Which is a 75th anniversary of Batman, which I'm pretty sure Batman is a theme. If you look at their logo they already have for it, next year it's Batwings.
So what's our money on Adam West being there?
that'd be sweet.
That's got to be locked, right? Like
Yeah,
that's got to be their number one get.
Well, hopefully, and then we'll see if we can get him on the show.
Oh, hell yeah.
I don't know if we'll do it. I can't even do Adam West. I hope to do it.
Oh.
So it's my favorite part of the show, and that's fan mail.
Fan mail.
Hey, got some fan mail this week.
Cool.
Some of the stuff is really cool. And right off the bat, thank you everybody who decided they were going to follow us and talk to us at the con, because without our fans, we would not be. Well, we'd still probably do this, but it makes it more fun when we have them.
Oh yeah.
So I asked. So Reggie sent us a tweet about he's going to come on the show.
Cool.
So we're going to see a movie with Reggie and hopefully get him on the show. Reggie was one of the first guys who sat down and talked to us last year at Denver Comic Con, and this is the first time we saw him again.
Since then, yeah.
So he said, of course I'll hang out with you guys on your show, man. Just let me know the time and place. You know what, Reggie? Anytime, any place, let us know.
Well, not any place.
Well, I'll do
Close to
place.
here. Like Mexico. I don't want to go see a movie in Mexico.
We also got an email from Joshua, who was on our show a couple weeks ago. He is the artist and writer of Trashman, and he had a really cool Joker print at Denver Comic Con.
Yeah.
I won't read it word for word because it's like kind of self-congratulatory for us, and I don't know if people want to hear that. But basically, he's saying that he had a great time. He sold a bunch of books at the convention, and he hopes it went well for us. And so thanks, Joshua. Thanks for sending us an email, and thank you for saying we did a good job. And I'm glad it went well for you too.
Yeah.
Because that's got to be nerve-wracking, you having your own artist table right there.
Well, and like I walked through it now. Obviously, we were pretty busy, but I walked through the artist section quite a few times. And it's one of those things where sometimes you get blinders on and you end up not catching everything you're looking at. But he was in a really good place. Had some really great artists with him.
Yeah.
A lot of people were stopping. So yeah, it's good to know it went well.
So yeah, he said he was busy, so that's a good thing. That's a good thing for him. We also met this girl, Rebecca, sent us an email about Narrate, which is an app that you can get for your tablet, soon to come to iPhone. I think you get it already for the Android, she said. But it's a motion comic that you can buy, and it's created by artists, and it's totally free, and you earn points by watching it. You'll have to go to the app to get the exact details of it, but I download it. It's pretty cool. And
neat.
Everybody should check it out. It's called Narrate. It's NARR8. And Rebecca said that it was nice to meet you at Denver Comic-Con and to get to chat about her stuff. It was nice to meet you. And she really reached out to us and really wanted to do an interview. So it's cool that they were able to sit down and say hi.
Yeah, and that's 8 the number, not NARR 8 the number. Get it?
Yes, I do.
Good.
We also I don't know if you've ever heard of this guy. His name's Joe Kelly. And he's he's from Man of Action.
Yeah. I think we have his email address.
We do have his email address. We also have George's Jaunty's phone number.
Yeah, we do. Anytime.
Just
give him a call.
Yeah.
Be like, hey, you want to get a beer, George's?
I just had a fun picture with Joe, and I just tweeted to him and says, "Hey Joe, thanks for coming on." And I said, "Great time, guys. Thanks for letting me ramble." So that was really nice of him. And of course, he's a really nice, understated guy. Yeah. And if you haven't read I Kill Giants yet,
oh my god!
I asked him what the work that he's most proud of, and he said I Killed Giants because it's so personal.
Yeah. Well, he sort of said everything.
Yeah.
But
if he had to pick one,
yeah, don't read that book in public. You'll cry in public.
Yeah, and it's we also debuted our first episode of the pod show at Open Screen Night, and it was put up on YouTube on our own YouTube channel. And Greg Burgetts of Midget Zombie Takeover and To Die Is Hard, which I loved. He says great work, Real Nerds, on our YouTube channel. So
yeah,
thanks, we appreciate it.
Thanks, Greg.
Cora saw it and said it was really epic.
Yeah, and Cora saw it, said it was epic. John Ekstrom, our good old friend John, said James' headgear is not a Rocketeer helmet. Ha! So Brad was worried that line didn't play, and you know what? It played on somebody, Brad. So that's good.
Yeah.
Thanks to everybody who wrote in. We've already had a couple more requests for coming on. Dan Connor.
Yeah, I met him at the show.
He did, and he's a cartoonist based in Lakewood. He wants to come and on our podcast. So yeah, Dan, send us an email when it works for you. Anybody who wants to be on our podcast, if you're in Colorado and you're like, hey, these guys seem like they're lots of fun, I want to be on their podcast, email us and we'll set up a time and a place, and you can be on our show.
Unless you're like some kind of crazy Nazi dude, and then we'll just like skirt around the
Nazis
issue
need not apply.
Pretend like we're always busy, talk about washing our hair. I mean, you wouldn't understand because you're bald. But
yeah. What?
The Nazis.
Okay.
Because they're skinheads, so they don't wash their hair.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Are Nazis and skinheads the same?
Mostly. They're very similar. It's like skinheads are like, neo-Nazis, usually.
So if you're wondering, like, hey, how did these great people like Joe Kelly and George's Jaunty retweet and tweet us during Denver Comic-Con, how do we get a hold of those guys? You can tweet us at real_nerds. You can email us, realnerds@gmail.com. You can leave us comments on realnerdspodcast.com. You can call us 720-6nerds5. Leave us a message on Facebook.
Like us on Facebook.
Like us on Facebook. All that usual jazz. Follow us on Twitter. We really appreciate it. Denver Comic-Con is really good to us.
Plus now we've got like something of a presence on YouTube, so go on there and
YouTube. You can subscribe to our channel.
Subscribe to the channel, watch the videos, like them.
Or
don't
hate
like them.
Yeah, whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
If you don't like the pod show, you can look forward to some video interviews of some of the comic book artists that we got.
We've
the
got
Ben
video.
Templesmith one's video of the Fiona Staples one, which I haven't seen. I was moderating the Will Wheaton Felicia Day panel.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm kind of jealous for that one because you know what I said at the Will Wheaton and Felicia Day panel?
Nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
Uh-huh.
I said, here's Will Wheaton and Felicia Day. And then at the end I tried to say, we have time for one more question. Then Will Wheaton yelled at me. And that was it. And that's all I said at the Will Wheaton Felicia Day panel.
Well, you did a good job anyway.
Oh, I'm sure. I mean, I don't think he was like yelling at me. I think he was being funny.
No, yeah.
Maybe. Who knows? Maybe he didn't like me.
Sort of the job of the moderator is to be that asshole at the end that's like, we only have time for one more question, and then everybody throws stuff at that guy. So.
Yeah, Will Wheaton says, no, you don't get to do that. Yeah. So that's fine. I knew that was going to happen. In fact, when I went up there for their panel, no one was coming to the mics, and I was about to say, hey, there's mics to the left or right, and then Will Wheaton said it for me. And then they just started talking. And it was really funny, too, because before it started, the camera operator says, hey, you can sit really close to them if you want to be on the picture. I'm like, no. I mean, why the fuck would I sit next to them?
And nobody's watching online at home going like, oh, I really like staring at that one guy on the right.
Yeah, who's that moderator? He's doing a great job listening to him.
Look at the way he just sits there. He's like the thinker.
Yeah. There was a really great moment, though. I did have a fun moment when Will Wheaton was talking about being a dog or something, acting like a dog. And it was really funny, and I was laughing. And then at the end, everyone was laughing, and Felicia Day leaned back and mouthed, "Are you okay?" to me. I was like, "Yeah, I'm fine."
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm sitting on stage with Will Wheaton and Felicia Day.
I'm like, I got a front row seat to this panel.
Yeah,
it's great.
Exactly.
So yeah, thanks everybody who wrote in. Appreciate it.
It's awesome. Also, if you have not gotten your shirt yet, first of all, thank you to everyone and anyone who bought a shirt. The ones that have to get mailed will get mailed out this week. So just keep an eye on it. Yeah, they're coming.
With your bonus prize.
Yeah, with all your bonus stuff. If you got bonus stuff.
Or if you got bonus stuff.
Natalie.
Okay. Cool. Stuff we've been watching.
So, this is the stuff we've been watching. Did you watch a lot this week?
Not too much, but I did get a new Robert Downey Jr. movie.
What?
Yeah, because it's at this point now where I really just need his independent stuff and or really not high
obscure
print DVDs of his.
Yeah.
And so I always check every day, obviously not every day, about once or twice a week on Amazon. And last week, Eros was $2.99 on DVD.
Eros, like EROS.
Yeah. And usually that DVD is like $14.99, so I'm like, sweet. And it's actually 3 short films by 3 different directors and writers.
All about love?
And it's all about, sex.
No.
It's supposed to be, erotic, but meh.
Yeah.
And the first one was a Taiwanese film. I forget the director, something Wong. I think it's Lee Wong or something like that.
That's racist.
I'm serious. I think that's, the real name.
No, I'm sure.
And it was interesting. It was about this tailor who got his first break, and he was getting clothes for a madam, like a prostitute, and she gave him a hand job, and she said she was basically telling him that he has to feel this way if he ever wants to be a tailor, and he has to know what it's like to touch a woman. And then he kept on going back to her, and she never repaid him, and it was actually pretty good. It's really hard to describe the movie.
So she gives him a hand job to teach him how to tailor clothes, and then he goes
because he has to remember that euphoric feeling of
because
orgasm.
Making clothes is like getting a hand job.
Yeah,
and then he keeps going back to get paid back, or to pay her, but he wants to give her a hand job.
No, he's in love with her, but she.
Okay. Yeah,
but she's always seeing people.
But she's busy.
It's really hard
giving
to
other guys hand jobs.
Yeah, it's really hard to describe. You have to kind of watch it
because she's running around telling everyone, if you want to do your job right, you have to remember what it's like to get a hand job from me.
Yeah, you'd have to watch it. It's really hard to describe, but it's pretty well done.
That's awkward.
The Robert Downey Jr. one is written and directed by Steven Soderbergh.
Dude.
It stars him and Alan Arkin.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm totally in now.
It takes place in the 50s, and he's an ad guy. So it's like Mad Men before there's Mad Men. And so he plays a guy who's trying to figure out how to sell an alarm clock, and Alan Arkin is his psychiatrist, and he's trying to break through, and it's really just these 2 guys talking the whole time. And of course, I mean, those 2 are amazing in it. And it's shot really well because it's Soderbergh. It starts off in color. It's really weird. It's called Equilibrium, and it starts off in color, and this lady's just naked, and then it cuts to black and white with him talking to Alan Arkin, saying how his equilibrium's always messed up, and he doesn't know what's going on all the time. And
is it like in different, like the way Memento does that, where it's in different time zones, or not time? It's like in different settings or different time periods.
Yeah, kind of. and it's just really fascinating because he's trying to get this breakthrough. So Alan Arkin's trying to get him to talk, and while he's talking, Alan Arkin is like he's checking somebody out in binoculars. And so first he starts with like these little binoculars, and then Robert Downey Jr. is telling this dream he's been having, because Alan Arkin says, well, this dream might be your breakthrough with your ad. And so while he takes these little binoculars and they're not good enough, so he runs across while Robert Downey Jr. is telling this dream, and he gets these really big binoculars. And it's a really good movie. It's like maybe only 25 minutes long, and I can't tell too much because it kind of spoils what happens in it. But it's really, I mean, the acting in it's obviously awesome, and they're really the only two people in it, and besides the naked chick. So yeah, and then the third one was horrible. It was some Italian one by Michelangelo something, and it was trying to be like erotic and sexy, but it wasn't. Like
right. No hand jobs.
No, this girl was wearing like a see-through shirt the whole time, and it didn't make any sense why she was wearing it, just as like an excuse to show her boobs.
Yeah.
Where like the Soderbergh one was, this girl was naked, but she was like in a dream. So I think that. So that one, and it was all shot really well. So it was basically Robert Downey Jr. trying to figure out why he kept on having this dream, and so you saw her like in the distance through a mirror, and then it was I mean, it was well done. And I don't think it was ever supposed to be like titillating that she was naked. It was like a metaphor.
Right.
And this one is just blatant. And I mean, there was a part where like the Italian one ended with these two girls that were in love with this one guy, and they were both, and then they both ended up dancing naked on a beach, and then they met each other. It was really stupid. It was horrible. It didn't fit the rest of them. I mean, even though I didn't describe the Chinese hand job one very well.
No, I think you did a great job.
It was well done. I don't know how to describe it without it. It's
like,
weird.
Like, yeah. You at least saw the...
Yeah, it means more when you... Because it like the Chinese one starts at the end, and then it tells how it got there, so the end is replayed again, so the end makes... So the beginning of the film makes more sense, and it's more poignant.
Right.
Because it's not about the hand job. It's about the relationship you had.
Oh, it's about the hand job.
It is. So yeah, overall, I mean, 2 out of 3 is not bad.
Yeah.
So that's probably why
at least the Robert Downey Jr. one is good.
Yeah, and that's probably why it's a 60% on the tomato meter.
Yeah,
58% or something, because 2 out of 3 were good. And of course, the worst one was the last one, so it makes it watching it straight through kind of difficult.
Well, or easy. You can just turn it off once Robert Downey Jr. goes away.
Yeah, I just wish the Robert Downey Jr. and Alan Arkin one was longer, because they're both great actors.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
and
yeah.
For them to just basically have monologue after monologue is great.
That sounds good.
So yeah, I mean, check it out. I mean, of course, I got it for $2.99. I don't know if I'd spend more than that on it, because
right.
I mean, it's yeah. I also got I watched The Naked Gun again for the first time in years.
Yeah,
and that movie is freaking brilliant. It's really funny.
I don't know if I've ever actually seen it.
Oh, you really should.
I mean, I'm not like I never thought Airplane was really funny.
Mm-hmm.
I know that's like sacrilege, but all of that Leslie Nielsen, like, if I want a Leslie Nielsen movie, I'll go watch Forbidden Planet. I don't know. That stuff just never really struck me for some reason.
If for people don't know, he plays a bumbling cop in it, and it's really funny, and I mean it's one of those zany comedies that's really well revered. And the guy who plays Khan is the bad guy in it.
Ricardo Montalban.
Yep.
Does he have a big plastic fake chest on?
No, he doesn't.
Oh, that's too bad.
He plays a bad guy, and Priscilla Presley's in it as the love interest. And there's so many things that are happening so fast, and it's definitely one of those movies you have to watch again. And it's really easy to watch. I think it's like 82 minutes. So, I mean, it just goes by so fast. And the beginning is funny. There's like all these terrorists in this room, and they're talking about how they're gonna, get rid of America, and all the terrorists are, parodies of real people. I'm like, oh, he's dead. He's dead. He's dead. He's dead. No, you don't feel bad for Gaddafi, dude. Don't feel bad for him.
Yeah.
But my favorite line in the whole movie is there's a part where Frank Drebin, who's played by Leslie Nielsen, is kicked off the police force, and he's all bummed out and he's all pissed off, and his captain comes up and says, Frank, what's wrong? He says, well, I'll just tell you. Now I know the next time I shoot somebody, I could get arrested for it. And just stuff like that's funny. And he killed a bunch of Shakespeare in the Park people and didn't get kicked off the force. So you should see The Naked Gun. It's really funny. I also rewatched Predator. I got that on Blu-ray, and that was the first like guilty pleasure movie I remember watching when I was little.
Really? Like, would you call it a guilty pleasure?
I don't know. I don't know how to describe it. My father. I guess my first adult movie is a better way to describe it.
Like a movie that was rated R that you shouldn't be watching, but you were watching anyway.
Yeah, my dad said, you can watch this.
It's not like watching Flavor of Love where you're like, this is trash, and I watch it religiously. Yeah.
So it's kind of, every time I watch it, I love that movie. Because my dad loved it, and it was the first rated R movie I really remember watching.
Yeah.
And that movie is pretty gory. Watching it again, I mean, I remember that stuff, but obviously watching that one dude's head explode when the Predator shoots him.
Yeah.
The movie's really good.
And it still holds up pretty well.
Oh, it does.
Some of the like Predator Vision stuff I think is a little bit schlocky now, but
I mean, the whole premise of it, I mean, I think going in, I remember being a kid and watching, and you think it's a traditional like war movie, and then it kind of takes that turn for they're being hunted, and a really cool monster by Stan Winston, and
it's too bad. It's too bad they've never really made a sequel to that movie that really lives up to how awesome that character is.
Yeah, I think Predators is pretty close. I think Predators is pretty cool.
You're right. Predators is pretty cool. It's got a little bit of a like a B movie action flick.
I think the only thing where Predator struggles, where Predator is really good, is the characters in Predator are really cool. Yeah. They all have such a defined character arc. It's the Native American who can track anything, and he's going to take on the Predator by himself. And I think the only thing watching it now, the only thing goofy is the girl in it, where it seems like she's just there to be saved,
to be a girl. Yeah.
But I mean, it holds up really well. But watching it again, there's a couple scenes that are like out of focus. And it's really, I don't know if it just showed up because it's on Blu-ray now.
Yeah, if the up conversion.
But I still get a kick the time when Schwarzenegger is in the water and he's crawling out in the mud, and you see the Predator drop in, and he pops up for the first time, and he's looking for him, and it's I remember that sense of, oh my God, he can't see him because he's not giving off a heat pattern or something, and it's just badass.
Oh yeah,
and that whole last fight scene is awesome.
It's funny, when I was a kid, I always thought that like around the time that Alien vs. Predator came out, I was like, oh, the Predator's so the cooler creature, like, because I thought that the Alien franchise had just sort of killed itself, and then I grew up and rewatched Alien and was like, no, man.
See, I think Predator's a cooler character. I think his design's cooler. He does cooler things.
Well, he's got more intelligence to him. Like he is more of an actual person, whereas the Alien is just the xenomorph is a killing machine. Like it's more like a dog.
We'll agree to disagree. I think Predator's cooler.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Cool.
That's what I watched this week.
I didn't see a lot because anytime we go to a con, the next week I sort of turn into a hermit, and as soon as I get home from work, I just want to go to bed. But I'm still watching lots and lots of Dick Van Dyke. I think I'm almost done with the second season now.
Nice.
I'll finally get to It May Look Like a Walnut, which is it's the episode where because obviously that show was being made around the same time the Twilight Zone was crazy popular. And it's this episode where he and Laura are watching like a Twilight Zone show as they're going to bed, and then he ends up having this dream where because she thinks she's going to have nightmares about it, and then he ends up having nightmares where everybody is an alien that only eats walnuts, and it's just really funny.
It is. It's really well done. That's one thing I love about that show is it's obviously the first show that really took those kind of chances where they'd have dreams. And in the first season, he had the dream where Laura was controlling him as a puppet.
Yeah, right.
I think it was the first season too where they had the one where he was like, worried about being a man, and he came home and was like, I want my dinner, and his son was working down, and so they always had those kind of surreal episodes.
Yeah,
and that It May Look Like a Walnut's probably the best one of them.
I would say that the thing I've sort of figured out, the thing that I maybe love the most, I really like Sally. Yeah. And the reason is I think her story is probably really ahead of its time. Like this, I mean, it's also of its time in that she's older, and the idea that like every woman should get married and have kids and have that family, and that she's feeling all that pressure. But the fact that they were telling a story like that of this, this woman she's not middle aged or anything like that, but she's getting a little bit older and she's still not married, and she's. I don't even want to call her desperate, but that it's something she worries about. Like it's not the times when there's a man coming to the office and she gets excited because maybe he'll like her. It's not that stuff as much as the episodes where, like her birthday episode.
Yeah.
Oh, it just kills you. Like you really feel like they're doing some serious drama talking about this issue that at the time I don't think a lot of people were talking about, and even now you go back and watch her story, and I think it's really special. Yeah, and That's picking out one of the little pieces of drama in that show that they do really well. Everybody's got an arc like that. But I think that's one of the things that has surprised me the most.
My favorite episodes actually of Dick Van Dyke are the ones where Rob's jealous because Laura's being hit on by certain people.
Oh, like when they're putting on the play.
Yeah.
And they keep recasting the characters because everybody's significant other doesn't want them kissing somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, it's great.
Yeah, and I love the Danny Thomas in that. It May Look Like a Walnut's really good. I have perfect 20/20/20/20 vision, and Dick Van Dyke being scared is great.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've gotten to it. It might be season 3. Ghost of a Chance is really, really good.
I haven't seen that one. I have seen the one where there's the thief in the neighborhood, and there's like 10 minutes of them just like wandering around their house at night, thinking somebody's in the house, and then scaring each other. Like, yeah, it's
a great
really
show.
Oh, that's the episode where they get a gun.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh man. It's great. It's really good. It's one that, because I'm watching it like as I fall asleep, and so I miss bits of episodes and things like that. I'm gonna rewatch this show a few times, I'm sure. But
it's definitely a rewatchable show.
Yeah. And of course, I'm still watching, all of my shows that are on right now. Hannibal is really good, and Game of Thrones killed a bunch of people this week.
Yeah, that's what I heard. I haven't read anything because I think I'll try to watch it, but I'm sure it'll be spoiled for me eventually.
Yeah, I picked a fight with a friend of mine on the internet. Yeah,
I didn't read your comment thread because I didn't want it to be spoiled for me. But
yeah, well, I was never talking about the specifics of it, but in trying to defend it, some people did.
Yeah, I guess it does that happen in the book?
Yeah,
George R.R. Martin was on Conan.
Yeah,
and he was watching people's reactions.
I saw that same clip, which. Like, I watched that because I wanted to see the funny clips of people, like, reacting to the show, which were hilarious.
Yeah.
There are obviously people who, like, they had read the books and knew that this thing was going to happen, and so they were filming their friends who had not read the books in order to, like, get their reactions. I think my favorite part of those reactions, though, were the couple of videos where there was somebody sitting on the couch and the thing would happen, and they were just staring at it like, okay. Because I was like, hey, that's me. I'm in these videos. That's pretty cool. But what was frustrating was that, like, when Conan introduced it, he was like, this is one of the most shocking things that I think many of us have ever seen on television. I'm like, then you're not watching television. This is what? It's not. No. Man,
just a hater.
No, it's not that. I am saying gross shit I've never seen on television or in movies ever in Hannibal every week. It doesn't even compare. Does not even compare. Man, this stuff is going to give me nightmares. And not the cool nightmares where, E.T. chases you. The bad ones.
Well, we all can hope for that.
Yeah. Anyway, that's me.
Brad?
I didn't watch a lot. I basically moved on from Kitchen Nightmares to Ramsay's Best Kitchen or Best Restaurants.
Nice.
What is that one?
That's it's refreshing. It's where everyone is actually really good at being a restaurant.
Oh.
And the chefs are talented and they make good food every time.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Yeah.
So it's actually rewarding good behavior rather than rewarding bad behavior.
Exactly. That's what I like about it.
That's nice.
It's reality TV where people do good things. They're talented and they get to show it off. So yeah, that's about it. He goes to he uses the whole season to like do a competition for like the best Italian restaurant, the best Chinese restaurant, the best Mexican restaurant. So 2 restaurants in those genres, those food categories, they'll square off. And so first he'll go and sit down and eat, and a complete reverse of Kitchen Nightmares, he always enjoys the food so far at those places. And then he'll invite 30 of his personal diners to come and flood the restaurant to see how they handle a large dinner service. Like really test their ability to run the kitchen. And then he'll kind of grade them on that, and then he'll invite them later to come to his office and sit down and watch a recording that they didn't know about, where after he left after that dinner service, a couple days later, he sent in a secret diner to get a personal experience that they weren't expecting. And then that's when like their weakness will show, like someone didn't greet the diner consistently.
Does he like pay attention to and try to figure out what their weakness is so he can make sure that person tries to exploit it to see if they...
No, he tries to correct them. It's
No, I mean like when he sends in that secret diner, do they have special instructions like, hey, ask for this thing because that's the thing that they usually have a problem with?
It's at the discretion of the secret diner.
Oh, okay.
If the diner is like having a really great experience, that's when they'll throw a curveball. It's like, let's see if I return this like 3 times. Let's see how they handle it. Yeah. And usually they're really gracious, and like no one's been like, you got to pay for this, or no, we're not going to get you a new. So all the ones I've seen, they're pretty nice about it. But yeah, they'll try to throw curveballs in there to test how far what they can get away with.
Cool.
And then, so maybe something in their service will suffer, like they didn't greet, or the food was cold or something, or and then the next stage is he invites them to cook in his own personal restaurant in Ramsey's, and then they'll cook for the diners, and then also the front of the house. The serving staff will get to sit and eat as part of that group. So they'll have to like watch everything go down, but they can't do anything about it. And then by the end, he decides which of the 2 restaurants did their best. And it's just refreshing to see like everyone doing a good job.
Yeah, when you watch that show, you realize that he's pretty much a nice guy. Like as long as the food's good and the service is good, he's pretty nice. You know, he doesn't.
There's one really cool one. I think it was the first episode. It was the 2 Italian restaurants squaring off, and the other Italian restaurant is these 2 brothers, and their weakness was that the restaurant was really run by their parents, and their parents would never give them the feedback from the actual customers. So, and they were really experimental with their cuisine. So they would cook fish in like plastic bags, so that it'd be cooked, but the texture would be raw. And all the customers were really confused by it. They would just think it was raw food.
Yeah.
Even though it's totally perfectly cooked, and so they never knew about that. So because their parents were too protective of their creativity, because they had these really creative dishes. Like I don't know what they combined, but I think there was liquid nitrogen. So like you could put stuff in your mouth, and then like smoke would come out of your nose,
dude,
as you ate it.
Yeah.
That
gastro, whatever they call it, gastro science. Anyway.
Yeah, gastro cuisine or something. But they eventually won that round. So, and then the best from each of those types of food goes on to I haven't gotten to the finals yet, and
cool.
So I'm still working on it.
That's funny. They don't do huge marathons of that on BBC America, so I've never actually watched it.
Yeah, I'd never heard it unless Netflix had put it right next to.
That means like it has like 8 different shows.
Yeah,
he has tons.
There's still another one where he globetrots and just
it's Gordon Ramsay's Great Escapes.
Yeah. So, but yeah,
I've seen bits of that
because I've just been working on tons of stuff. I'm not like investing myself into narratives or.
Oh yeah.
I'm just like, here's these people and their lives.
No, I hear you.
Cooking delicious food that I'll probably never get to eat. It looks fantastic.
I think I might. I'm going to Vegas for at the end of July, and he's opening up a new restaurant out there.
Oh, cool!
I might have to check that out.
Yeah.
I'm going with my dad. I don't know if he'll really want to sit down for. I don't know how much it'll cost. But
I would go if I don't know if I got to see him actually prepare something. I'm sure he's got some chef he selected to run
Yeah.
that Vegas restaurant because he's not gonna. But like, the only draw for me was to like actually try food that he prepared himself. So,
Yeah.
or if I was like trying to cook myself and he was just yelling at me, that'd be fun too.
Totally. I want him to call me a donkey just once.
What are you doing? You could have killed somebody.
It's raw.
I ate this. Yeah, that's all I've watched.
Cool. Hey, let's pay some bills, boys.
Hello, Real Nerds listeners. I'm Mac,
And I'm Idiot Chillix.
and we're here to tell you to visit SphrixesDomain.com. Why should you visit SphrixesDomain.com?
Well, duh, it's simple. If you like farts and cartoons and bad words and stuff, you should definitely visit SphrixesDomain.com.
How do you spell that address I see?
What? I don't know. Fucking S something. I don't know. I'm incompetent. I have no idea.
Fine, I'll do it. S P H E
Shit. Oh,
R
God. Oh, God. Seriously, you gonna
X.
spell the whole thing out?
S
Oh,
D.
God. Just say the domain part. I don't want to be here all night. Jesus. Does it get any more of a complicated website name? Stupid assholes first. Jesus.
Anyway, visit our website where you can read about all the funny adventures of 7 aliens struggling to live together in an abandoned warehouse in Denver.
Well, what? That's it? What? It doesn't say anything about my crazy hijinks or antics or... What? Ridiculous.
Nope, that's all Sphrix wrote down.
Well, that doesn't sound funny at all. But you know what does sound funny? Gross.
Oh man, I'm
Oh,
hungry
God.
again.
Oh, it's so disgusting. Oh. Sphrix is gonna be pissed when he sees what you did to his office.
Hey, what are you guys doing in my office? It smells like puke and farts in here.
Go to SphrixDomain.com. Bye!
SphrixesDomain.com.
My man spider sense is tingling.
Hey, look, it's Man Spider.
How's it going, true believers? When I'm swinging through Colorado and I need comic books, I head to Arvada, Colorado, to Colorado Coins, Cards, and Comics.
Oh no, the teal troll is attacking me.
My son's in danger. Will no one help him?
Oh no, it's Man Spider.
Colorado Coins, Cards, and Comics, the whips the competition with great deals on back issues, 50% off, hold slot, 20% off list price. You want sports memorabilia? They got that too.
Where are you going, Man Spider? The teal troll still has my son.
Here's web in your eye.
Oh no, I'm bested by Man Spider again.
So visit 6700 Wadsworth Boulevard in Arvada, Colorado, and tell them the Real Nerd sent you.
For barbecue that can't be beat, try Birdman Barbecue Sauce. Available and original and spicy. These robust, full-flavor sauces have the awesome power to kick your taste buds in their face. And for that smoking taste on everything you eat, try new Birdman Smoke and Rub. Caution! Meat left unrubbed may suffer from flavor performance anxiety. You can pick up Birdman Barbecue at local area Ace Hardware stores, Ruff's Barbecue in Golden, and the Danny Cash Hot Shop off Broadway. You can also like us on Facebook at Birdman BBQ.
And after bill time, we also see more money stuff. Box office numbers.
This is the box office stats.
That was a good segue. I like that
Thanks.
one. Yeah.
Poor Will Smith. Now You See Me did way better than people thought. It did 27 million, or 28 million? 27?
29.
29 million. Fast and Furious 6 led it, obviously, again, with 35 million. I was reading projections, and they were thinking that Now You See Me would do like 18 to 20.
Huh.
So they obviously did a great job with marketing. None of us were really impressed with the movie, but
They must have really thought After Earth was going to take everything.
yeah,
Which
and
I mean,
After Earth,
it's got the money behind it. It should have. But
yeah, but After Earth didn't make as much money, made less money than John Carter. So
Yeah.
Am I the only one who thought the poster for After Earth looked like a dark version of Kid and Play?
Oh.
Look at. No, not because of black. 'cause
no.
if
It
you
looks
like
like
it
the old
from
house
far-
party Like,
yeah.
Like the way the gradient at the top
Yeah.
hits their hair. It looks like they have the kid and play.
Yeah.
Yeah,
hair.
no, I know what you're saying, yeah.
But they just look depressed instead of like, oh, this is fun.
Yeah. But you also said the dark version, which...
Yeah, I was reading an article about it and studio analysis and people who actually track this stuff. They said the problem is Will Smith is all sad and depressed and morose in like the trailers.
And barely in it.
And so he says whatever he says in the trailer, and that Jaden Smith is not good enough to carry a movie by himself yet.
Yeah.
But which is the only thing that's
Well-
unfortunate is they're blaming Shyamalan for it, but he's really just a director for hire for this one, so it's a bummer.
Yeah, I gotta see it. I really gotta see
Yeah,
it.
I'll probably see it when it's at the Elvis Cinema for $2.
Yeah, I don't want to make any statements about what I think is wrong with that movie until I actually see it, or
Yeah.
why I think it failed.
Yep, that's just what movie people were saying. That, track that stuff.
What do they know more than me?
Yeah. Box Office Mojo. Thanks for your wonderful website for easy to read movie grosses.
Is it easy to read, Ryan?
It is. The next we go on the line to find digital bits and what's coming out for us to purchase.
On the line.
Are you having a stroke
No, on
Maybe.
the line.
on the line?
Yeah, from the movie.
From the movie we saw.
Like your movie.
DVD releases and Blu-rays.
Kind of a big week for movies,
Yeah, I'm gonna buy everything this week.
right?
Man.
The biggest movie is Oz the Great and Powerful. Comes out on Blu-ray, DVD, and Blu-ray 3D. Me and James are excited for Hansel and Gretel, Witch Hunters.
I literally pre-ordered my copy as we were sitting here. I'm really excited.
But what'd you tell me? It's $15?
Yeah, it's $15
Dude,
for
you
the
should
Blu-ray.
totally get Hansel and Gretel.
Yeah, and there's an uncut version. Hopefully, it comes with the theatrical version too. I don't want them to fuck that movie up.
It's probably just more violent.
Probably, yeah. It's probably some gore or something, or like one scene they added back in.
Yeah, maybe
I doubt there's
Jeremy
a-
Renner's fucking that chick in a pond a little longer.
Oh yeah, because it's already rated R. Like
Yeah.
there's already nudity in it. So
But it could be Underworld unrated is way better than the theatrical cut because they give you like 20 minutes more of story that
Yeah.
makes it more sense. So you never know.
yeah, it could be. Maybe that movie's one of those where the producers really meddled with it, and there's a lot of stuff missing.
Yeah.
But I almost don't care because I really liked it. So.
Honestly, I can't see that in that movie. I'm guessing it's more gore
Yeah, I would say so too.
and more fucking. What else comes out, James?
The Newsroom, the first season of The Newsroom finally comes out.
Oh, finally,
on Blu-ray.
Olivia Munn's show I really want to watch.
Oh come on! Actually, she's not bad on it. I'm not a huge Olivia Munn fan, but she's not bad. It's one of those things. So it pisses me off that it takes so long. Like they wait so long to put those DVDs and Blu-rays out because they want to use it as promotion for the new season.
Mhm.
But I'm like, I could have been watching that show for the last 8 months.
Yeah.
You've had them sitting in a
Yeah.
warehouse somewhere.
Honestly, I forgot that show was renewed for a second season.
Right? Yeah. Well, and I think they're taking like 14 months to put out another season of it because it aired like in March last year, March or
Wow.
April, or started, I should say. There's also a DVD of House of Cards, which is the Netflix show.
I thought they were never releasing those on
Yeah,
DVD.
I didn't think so either. Clearly, they're gonna let you actually have, if you really want one, you could own a copy of it. Which I mean, because it's a show, it's like $34 for the DVD. So it probably makes dollar sense for Netflix to do that because people who are actually a big fan of it and want that on their shelf, they'll pick it up and they'll make plenty of money on it.
Or $8 a month for life.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I mean, but that money's already there. Like the people who watch that show on Netflix are already subscribers and probably are already going to keep their subscription. Whereas the people who are Netflix subscribers and really big fans of House of Cards and want the DVD on their shelf, it's an easy $35.
And maybe
to add
there's
on top.
special features and stuff people really want.
That's true, yeah, because there's no special features on Netflix.
Yeah.
They got to find a way to fix that, especially for their stuff.
I agree.
Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's first film in 2013, Snitch, comes out this week.
I thought it was a pretty good movie.
Yeah,
It's fun.
It's decent. Wrong, the Blu-ray of Wrong, which is that movie about the guy who
Sweet.
made
I know.
Rubber.
I really wanted to see that, but Brad's the only one who saw it in theaters.
Yeah, the poster's really cool because it's got like you can see into the guy's brain, and the brain kind of looks like a dog. It's good.
I'm going to get it.
Sweet.
Yeah. I'll probably get it too. But there's also a documentary from last year called How to Survive a Plague, which is about AIDS. But people said it was really good. It was
Yeah, I heard it was really good.
It was on a lot of lists of like movies that you missed from 2012 that you should be really sorry about, as well as a little indie Western movie called Dead Man's Burden that I've seen trailers for the last year or so, and it looks really cool. But I'm gonna have to check it out.
Sweet.
But yeah, big week.
You left out Emperor's New Groove on
Well,
Blu-ray.
yeah. Well, I didn't want to waste a lot of time. But yeah, no, there's a Blu-ray re-release of Emperor's New Groove and
Which I think is
Kronk's
one
New
of
Groove.
the better later Disney movies.
I think it's one of the best better later Disney movies.
Does Lilo and Stitch also come out?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sweet. Yeah, no, Emperor's New Groove is great.
There's coyotes howling outside my house, and my dogs
They're
are
freaking
not,
your dogs out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they don't like it.
They've been out there for hours. They're
Yeah.
probably eating some little Lhasa Apso with only one eye.
Oh, poor Reggie.
Aw, Reg.
Sweet. Thanks, Digital Bits.
Yeah. If you go
And
to
you
their
can
website.
thank Digital Bits by clicking on their box art, which will take you to Amazon, and by buying it, you support the Digital Bits. Cool. Unspool real news, James.
It's real news.
So there's a couple things that we actually missed from last week, but it's not a lot of stuff. The guys who created or directed Kon-Tiki are getting signed on to direct Pirates 5, which I think is really exciting.
Hopefully Jack Sparrow fights some like fucking monsters at sea. That'd be awesome.
I would rather just Jack Sparrow fights the most realistic shark anyone's ever seen. Like, that's all I want. That's the thing that impresses me the most about. I still haven't seen it, but the trailer just looks phenomenal. I want another Pirates movie that actually spends some time on the sea, and you feel like, oh yeah, these guys are pirates again. It's not so much just like slapsticky chases through European streets.
Honestly, I have an itch to see on Stranger Tide again, because I didn't like it. I mean, it was okay when I saw it, and I feel like I should watch it again. I don't, because I like the pirate movies.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
It's still, that franchise has gone so off the rails from how good the first movie is. I mean, the first movie is phenomenal, especially as like just a summer blockbuster movie. So much fun, really good story in there. It's cohesive, and they have completely lost that in the series. And so I'm hoping that get some little indie directors in there who kind of want to show off and have a bigger budget and stuff like that, but have the chops to do stuff at sea and try to keep their budgets low.
Because you already know they can film on sea with a no budget.
Yeah,
imagine them filming on sea with a big budget.
Right, exactly.
I say just stop using Jack Sparrow as your crutch.
Oh yeah, that's a
Try a new
big
story.
part of it. Yeah, because as soon as Jack
Find a
Sparrow
different
becomes
pirate.
the center of the story, it just sort of falls apart.
We've done 4 with him. Like, tell a different story.
Yeah,
There's plenty of other pirates out there.
because as much fun as he is in the first 3, the heart and soul is really with Elizabeth and what's his face. Like, that's really
Bootstrap Bill. Will.
Yeah, Will. They're really like your emotional core, and then you've got this wacky comedic character dancing around them. As soon as they're gone, like, that's one of the biggest parts about Stranger Tides.
Agreed.
Because then you have to like work in, what if a guy falls in love with a mermaid or some bullshit? I don't care. Come on, move on. NBC renewed Hannibal, which made me happy. Also, I didn't believe it was going to happen, but that's good.
I think it's the show is buzzy enough that they were stupid if they would have let it go.
Oh yeah. They've got people talking. Even if not everybody is saying good things. Even if a lot of people are writing in going like, "This is horrible. You're killing my children." Like, I don't know why people are letting their children watch that show, but still, it's good. Anything that sort of gets in there and actually stirs up network television and gets them to pay attention again.
I agree.
Speaking of stirring up network television, Dan Harmon is coming back to Community for what is probably going to be the last season, but they have seen sort of the ratings drop, and a lot of the critics at least become middling, if not soured, towards that show. And so they reapproached Dan Harmon and said, "Well, sorry, we fucked up. I'm sorry we fired you. Do you want to come back and run this show? And he said yes. I don't think they've got everybody contracted in. He sort of on Twitter said something like, well, I really hope that Joel McHale and Alison Brie and Jim Rash and all these other people are involved too, but I'm definitely going to be there. So it's going to be really interesting to see. Obviously, Chevy Chase won't be back.
Yep, he burned that bridge.
Yeah. In the last few episodes, it was really weird. They didn't really address it. Like, he just was gone.
Yep.
That was just bizarre. But I'm excited. I just want him to have a show back.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
Yeah. Anyway, that's the news.
Sweet. Yep. Nothing exciting.
Not really.
Comic book corner.
What's up, nerds? It's the Comics Corner.
I hate to talk some more about Joe Kelly. But he's got this really good book that nobody ever talks about called Four Eyes. And it's about a boy and his dragon, and basically takes place in this world where there's all this underground dragon fighting.
Nice.
So it's like dog fighting, but with dragons, and sort of. And his dad is dead, and he's going to try to get revenge. So it's a story about him training up his dragon, which it has four eyes, hence the title of the book, like dragons just do. Anyway. And it's about him training up this dragon and trying to get into this underground so that he can find out like what kind of stuff his dad was into and why what happened. It's a really fun, interesting story. The art is just beautiful, and it's one of those little sleeper books that nobody really talks about, especially Joe Kelly. Like, he didn't say anything about it, I don't think, the whole interview. But it is really good, so you should check it out. And you can pick it up because it's in trades now. You can pick it up 20% off. Colorado Coins, Cards, and Comics.
Anything with dragons fighting is awesome.
Oh, yeah.
We've mentioned that in Reign of Fire, right?
Oh, yeah. I saw this list this week that was all like the most creative ways that people have destroyed the earth. Reign of Fire, number 1. It just said,
Nice.
motherfucking dragons. It's true.
It's
true.
cool.
I like dragons.
Yeah. Who doesn't? Tell you what, you don't like dragons, stop listening to this fucking show. Just kidding. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion.
Except for the people who don't like dragons.
Right? Everyone's entitled to their own opinion, especially when it comes to what movie we've been watching this week. We went and saw The Internship. Brad, should people go see The Internship?
You know what? I thought it was a lot of fun, and I enjoyed it. I was entertained. I don't... As far as the theater goes, if you went to the theater to watch it, it wouldn't be the worst experience. It's also a movie you could easily watch at home, too, so... Yeah.
James?
Yeah, I think this movie, it reminds me a lot of Wanderlust last year, where it's a really good, fairly simple movie. Like, you know, it's really entertaining and fun, but it's one of those that I think a lot of people are going to just sort of forget or dismiss. That being said, I loved this movie.
Wow.
By the time it was done, I was really into it. And I don't know, I think I was a little bit sensitive at the time we watched it. I don't know why, but by the end, I was like, I really liked those characters. I really liked the story they were telling. And yeah, it's simple. You've seen the story
derivative,
before.
yeah.
Exactly. It's derivative. Anyone could write the plot itself. But the way those characters are written and acted and all of that stuff, I think it got to me. And by the end, I was like, oh, I like these guys.
Yeah, I mean, it was a fun movie. I'm with Brad. I had a lot of fun watching it. I mean, do you have to go out and see it in the theaters?
No.
Probably not.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's still fun. If you want to have just a fun time in the theaters, I think you should go see it because it's not groundbreaking, but, Owen Wilson and Vince Vaughn are so good together that you kind of root for them. And they're really not playing outside of type at all.
Yeah.
Vince Vaughn's a fast-talking salesman, and Owen Wilson is the G-shucks guy who everybody likes. So, yeah, here's the trailer for it. Oh, do you want to say something else before the trailer starts?
Sorry, I just want to say it's another PG-13 comedy this year, too. Like,
Yeah.
it's another comedy you can take your folks to, there's a few dirty jokes in there, but nothing real bad, so.
Yeah, trailer.
You closed the company?
What about us? You're a great salesman, but it's too late for you guys. Everything's computerized, and you're dinosaurs.
And I'm going to say something harsh now.
Now you're going to say something harsh.
Nick, I got it.
Google. You got us a job at Google?
It was an interview for an internship that could lead to a job.
You're kidding, right?
They have more life experience than the age of most of our interns.
Welcome to Google. Do you know what launch this was from?
If only there was some webpage you could go to. Type things in and search for answers.
Your interns?
Yeah.
Shut up.
Deal with it.
You're so old, though. We're looking at some sort of mental Hunger Games against a bunch of genius kids for just like a handful of jobs. You will be broken up into teams. Find some geniuses.
Hello, Stanford. You, college.
University of...
No, on me. You're coming with me.
You're all I got.
I don't have a group.
You'll mentor the leftovers.
From Lyle, one of the team managers. Pound me. Come on, bro. Fist me. Let's all fist each other, right?
I'm Neha Patel.
Stuart.
Yo-Yo Santos.
How about a high five? Whoa.
Did you get beat up a lot in school?
I was homeschooled by my mom.
Did you get beat up a lot in homeschool?
Your first challenge, manning the helpline.
I'm not very good with Gmail support. For you, is this kind of like teaching a kid the alphabet?
Actually, it's like teaching a kid a letter. Just one letter.
You will fail.
Sometimes the long shots pay off the biggest.
Our team's a joke.
We need to start believing.
This reminds me of a little girl from a steel town who had the dream to dance. She reached up and pulled the chain to nowhere and doused herself with water.
Flashdance, we're talking about the movie from the 80s.
Yeah, you're damn right I am.
Oh boy.
There's still some dreams floating around out there. It's not too late. Just gotta reach out and grab them. We have rules. Red means no. Green means yes. Dating a fellow intern. You can't date an intern, no.
So we'll say no to love.
We'll say no to love, yes.
Is a one-night stand considered dating?
Why don't the two of you guys go and find the programmer?
His name is Charles Xavier.
He's a professor.
He's in a wheelchair.
Charles Xavier?
Well, you found me out. Cyclops, Rogue, we're all here. Now come closer.
Oh my God! Professor Xavier's a total...
Yeah. One is like a really long infomercial for Google.
Yeah.
Going into it, like the trailer just felt like really douchey.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Like I was gonna expect it to play to every cliche for that kind of movie, and the story arc is kind of one that these kinds of movies have done time and time again, but it's just in the characters and how they act and portray everything that sets it apart.
Yeah, like they don't make caricatures out of. Well, I mean they make caricatures like out of the villain and things like that, but they don't make caricatures out of the. Because he's even got that accent to make him more evil.
Your accent's fake.
That moment was great.
Yeah.
But out of like the other nerds in their group, like they don't make caricatures so much out of them. They in fact even have like some kind of nice little deep moments where those people open up a little bit, and you're like, oh, okay, this is cool. You're actually sort of making these people into people.
Yeah, as I was watching, it reminded me a lot of The Sitter, because
Yeah.
it's a movie that's really funny, but has kind of heart to it. Where, in this movie, they had all those conversations with the people that, the one guy who hated everything, and I actually really like that scene where Owen Wilson's like, you can look up and like things. You don't have to hate stuff.
Yeah.
It doesn't hurt your credibility, and it was fun. There's little throwaway lines, like me and James laughed when they said bangarang when they were playing Quidditch.
Oh, that Quidditch match was hilarious.
It was great.
No,
when what's the little gold thing comes out?
The snitch.
What the fuck? The one F-bomb for the PG-13.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Oh,
and there's also a part 2 where they're describing each one of the team for the interns. And I forget who was saying it's like the pretty one, and it goes to Owen Wilson, and he shakes his head. He's like, yeah, I'm the pretty one.
Well, thanks. Yeah.
Yeah. And Will Ferrell. I didn't know Will Ferrell was in this movie. Yeah, they had like a little cameo, but as soon as he was in the mattress store and I saw him, I knew it was Will Ferrell. Like
I heard his voice like before they showed him.
Yeah.
I was like, oh man, here we go.
With that Sanskrit all over his neck.
What was the tattoo? What does it say in Sanskrit?
Oh,
like
shoot.
Make some choices.
Yeah,
make the right choices.
Make the right choices or something.
But it was more like pointless than that, because it wasn't just make the right choices. It was like make some other adjective choices. It just made it less important.
Yeah, where it's like because the make right decisions, and it was like a decision to have. And Owen Wilson says that sounds like really bad for a guy who has a neck tattoo. And what's funny about Will Ferrell is he always kind of plays that guy where he's kind of like the dick.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I always laugh at it.
I think they did a good job as far as like I honestly was not sure how these guys were going to fit in or succeed. Like when they were first starting the internship, I thought
they're way out of their league.
Yeah, like they were so out of their league that I just wasn't sure. Like, okay, how are they actually going to prove themselves, or is it going to fail on that issue? Like, is this movie going to rely so much on some kind of MacGuffin where they sort of fall into success that it just falls apart? But then it's that Quidditch match when they first because that's right after they all get sent, like they get sent to find Professor Xavier, and we first start saying like, oh, this group is falling apart, and so then that's that Quidditch match is the first time where they get brought together and they have to learn how to work together, and you realize like that's the key. Like these guys are the ones that, can really get these kids to work together and become an actual team, and like that was when I was like, oh, okay, dude, I'm into this.
And I really like the kid who played Lyle. He had like these really funny lines into it.
So good.
When he was talking to I don't know if it was Vince Vaughn or Owen Wilson about the dancer, and he says, "Yeah, she isn't part of the Lyle High Club." And
yeah, I gotta go see if she wants to join the Lyle High Club.
Yeah, it's just goofy throwaway lines like that. I really appreciate that stuff in movies where you don't always pick it up. Yeah, I mean, it was fun. And I even liked, spoilers, that the big boss guy, the Indian guy, Asif Manvi, he, had this big doubt about him. You found out he was a guy who, okayed them to come there. And,
yeah, that's a nice little...
Yeah, it was a good little twist.
At the end.
Yeah. And I think the app that they developed sounds like a cool idea for an app. I mean, I don't drink or anything, but... having to answer a tough question when you're drunk before you can make a dial is,
Can you still operate the app while you're that drunk?
Well, I think that's the point of it.
Yeah, it seems like it would be something where your friend would take your phone and turn the app on, and then not let anybody else play with your phone until you were able to answer those questions.
And what did the Asian guy say at the end? He says, "Do you see? I actually grew some balls there. They're touching my ankle."
Oh, he was great. Oh man, that whole sequence in the dance club, where he gets drunk and is dancing in that weird foggy glass cage.
Just one shot. What's the worst that can happen?
Yeah.
And then he basically turns into the Hulk. Yeah. Oh man.
So, and he tells off his mom.
Yeah, that's great.
His dad's like,
he pulls his eyebrow out.
Yeah, his eyebrow's completely gone. And Owen Wilson sharp.
Oh yeah, the next scene, Owen Wilson's drawing an eyebrow on him.
Yeah, doesn't even address it. The line he has is something about something else, and he's just there drawing in the kid's eyebrow. Like, okay, well,
no reason, just doing it.
Yeah.
So it was a fun little movie. It was better than I thought it would be because.
Yeah.
I says, man, I kind of want to see The Purge more, but, I'll go see this internship. It's always fun to find movies to laugh at.
Well, I didn't know you wanted to see The Purge that bad.
Yeah.
Shoot, I would have actually asked the question. I just assumed that's what we were seeing.
No, it's fine. I mean, I can see The Purge at any time. Yeah.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Because I didn't really want to see it.
I love the comedy ones because it's hard to, critique the comedy ones. Just it's funny.
Yeah.
The guys had great chemistry together. I will say this too, though, that the jokes in the trailer worked better in the movie because they were a little bigger setup and they went on a little longer.
Some of them, yeah. Some of them fell flat just because I knew them so well because I've seen that trailer so many times that I'm like,
But the scene where they're paying off the kids so they could use the library.
Oh yeah. The whole interview over the computer I think is funnier in the movie.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because it's just cut a little bit differently.
What were they doing? What? It was,
you turned us into the size of a nickel, and now we're escaping. We're saving lives. What?
Well, we're the size of a nickel, right? So we'll just lay down and let the breeze hit us from the blades.
And here's the thing: they're doing that whole thing, and I'm confused because I'm like, what's supposed to be the right answer? What are you supposed to say there?
I don't think they ever addressed it.
No, they did. At some point, there's a throwaway line where they're like, they're the only morons who don't know that if you were shrunk down to the size of a nickel, that your strength to weight ratio would allow you to jump out of the blender on your own.
Yeah,
that's the correct answer. The correct answer is that if you're shrunk down, you're like an ant and you can jump 3 feet high, which is silly. What is this, John Carter on Mars?
Totally.
It's a good movie.
Yeah, it's fun. Next week, we're seeing The Man of Steel. which I'm really excited to see.
Yeah.
I've never been excited for a Superman movie ever.
Me either.
And this every time I see something about this movie, I want to see it more.
Yeah.
You know, each trailer that comes out doesn't diminish my anticipation for it. It just makes it stronger.
Mm-hmm.
So that should be fun. It's also going to be the start of our official second year of a podcast.
Third year.
Third year. Sorry, third year. This is our second year.
Mhm.
Third year. Be
Yeah,
good times.
Yeah,
Close the book on that chapter.
We're wrapping up our second year today.
So
Yeah,
real
that's
quick,
what
what do you want to see come out of the third year?
Man.
What do we need to improve on? What do we need to change?
I think I want to see, an idea for a live show start to take shape.
Yeah.
Hopefully that'll start happening. Continue to grow the podcast and, find new fans. That's my goal all the time.
Yeah. I got to look into figuring out. I would like to find a way where every week when we all get together and go see a movie where we're like at least taking a picture or tweeting about it and getting a little bit more active on that stuff, because I think Ryan and I have realized the truth is we have way more followers on Twitter. Why are we spending so much time on Facebook? Which is probably smart. So, and not necessarily because I have a lot to say and stuff like that, but because it gets people to react, and I want more listener input into stuff. Because that's that's what I want. I want more people sending in questions like, "Hey, what do you think about this movie from 1994?" Or "How do you feel about this thing in movies? Do you like when characters get killed for no reason?"
Yes.
Fuck you.
Brad?
I think I'm going to start a game portion of the show because people seem to...
Oh, yeah.
Even though I thought it was terrible, but the people we talked to at Comic-Con said they enjoyed the game we played on the 100th episode.
Or the skits. Anytime we do more
Yeah, or skits. But that's really the pod show.
Yeah, well, that's true. That's true. But like when we read that little bit of a script.
Yeah, that
was fun.
Having guests in there doing that sort of thing.
Yeah. Especially on guest. Yeah, that's what we could do. We could have it so that there's always a game that we play. So when there's a guest, there's some little trivia thing.
Yeah. Because even like when we were on the Rhino thing, it was kind of cool having the 5 questions.
Yeah, the
Fast Five.
Fast Five. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it'd be fun because then it's also. It also gets like the listener like subconsciously kind of playing along too.
Oh yeah,
so
that's an old
it's a good device
thing, I believe. Fast Five.
We'll figure something out.
Yeah, and then
it's just got to be the right thing. I don't want to steal anybody else's thing. I don't want to just start doing a thing religiously that we're not totally into. But I agree with you.
We'll pick over the course of time. We'll create our own game, but to get the ball rolling, maybe we'll just do some tried and true stuff.
Yeah,
we'll
see.
And then also, I think last year I said we're hoping for a female voice on the show, and like your wife's done a good job stepping up, and Cora, it would be nice to have her on all the time, but she's in Durango, so
yeah.
So that's still an option out there.
So
and then the live
a
show,
fourth member.
Yeah. Well, not like a consistent fourth member, but just more like a female perspective on the show.
Yeah, no, I hear you.
It's a big sausage fest. And I'm sure
Cora that's why we sit so far apart
would appreciate
on the couch.
It. Huh?
The sausage fest is why we sit so far apart on the couch here.
Yeah, I know. So our huge dicks don't touch.
And that's a good place to end the show. No, I'm just kidding.
Cool.
No, I hear you. I agree.
Until next week, you can email us, realnerds@gmail.com. You can tweet us, real_nerds. You can visit our website, realnerdspodcast.com. Leave a comment there. You can like us on Facebook. Leave us a message on Facebook. You can call us 720-6nerds5. This, of course, has been a Nebulous Visions production. Thanks for listening.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Email us, realnerds@gmail.com. Visit our website, realnerdspodcast.com. You can tweet us @real_nerds. Call us 720-6nerds5. Like us on Facebook. This has been a Nebulous Visions production. Until next week, bye.